KBLA Talk 1580 this Saturday, January 25th. Doors open at 8 a.m. The free program starts at 9 a.m. Registration is required at www.empowermentcongress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Get him, Chris. Okay, y'all know I'm Team Breezy, and you know he's suing Warner Brothers for $500 million, but that's another topic for another day. And trust me, I will get to it. All right, joining me in the studio, the FEW, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. These women have a book, Bars and Beats, Ladies of the Night. It's a guide, a fierce guide to owning your power in music, radio, and event hosting. Maybe I should take notes. I need to own some power in this doggone radio space. So we're welcoming into the studio right now. Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves, since you guys are radio impresarios and performers?
Yes. So good morning, everyone. My name is Angie T. I am the MC in the place that be. You feel me? Okay.
Angie T, I do feel you. I'm feeling you for sure. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Good morning, Los Angeles. I am the one and only NotaboiDJ, also known as Fire. So that's the first F in few.
Not a boy.
Not a boy.
I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But
in today's day, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true. Not a boy DJ, and you say, I said FEW, you said the fire. Mm-hmm. You guys are not earth, wind, and fire. You're fire, earth, and wind.
That is correct.
So what break down the fire?
I'm just the more abrasive one. I'm the one that's kind of gonna just do whatever I want to do and not be too concerned about the ramifications. And so I'm the fire one.
Okay. Oh, so it's more
greatly put.
It's more based on your personality.
Definitely.
And Angie T, the wind.
Yes. So I'm the one that cools the fire. Amen.
Well, yeah. On a good day.
Wind don't always cool.
You're right.
We're suffering from that here in LA right now. Yeah.
But yes, I represent wind. My sign is, I'm a Libra, so I'm very like, okay, how can we meet in the middle and get it done, and the life of the party and all those things.
Okay, so you guys have set out you guys are performers, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You do radio, and you're authors now.
Yes.
So you're setting out to help other people succeed in this space?
Correct, because when we came into this industry, no one really gave us a layout of the things to expect. You know, in the book we talk about vice control, negotiating contracts, building community. Like these are all aspects that need to work cohesively together.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I said you're setting out to help people, but by people I mean women, apparently. Why is that important?
Well, it is for a lot of people, because I think men and women could learn, because we talk about logistics and business as a whole, so everybody can learn from that. But for women, because we're so underrepresented in this industry, and there's so many situations where men are gatekeeping. And I feel like it's 2025. We should all be trying to help each other win, and it's not that way. So it's important to know all these different statistics, like the top 75 highest paid DJs are men. And I think
we're talking about music DJs, not radio DJs, because that would be like the top 5,000.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's just so many other statistics that is alarming. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, going into this book, I had to do more research on that, and I was like, wow, why are we still like this in this space in this day and age? So, yeah.
I mean, I think we're getting more like this. I feel like we're in a backlash right now. I feel like we're in a backlash to feminism, womanism, And the reason I say that is the manosphere and the men for men and, all that vibe that's happening on the internets.
I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot of talk and conversation in regards to women and helping each other.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
there's been an influx of women coming into the entertainment industry being DJs that I've seen. So I do think there's a turn that's happening here. There's a collaboration happening because much like what NotaboiDJ was saying, the men do gatekeep, but some of the women too. Like I said, when I came into it in Las Vegas, there wasn't a host that pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, watch out for this, do this, don't do that." And I knew other hosts, and so it's no shade to them. You're not obligated to pave a way or help me out, but I feel like it's my obligation to do that.
Yeah, I think you said something really key, and I always say this on the show: the sisterhood is real, right?
Yes.
For me, I think, believe it or not, women help women in this industry more than you would think.
Yes.
Some people don't, and like you said, they don't have to, but a lot do, and that's what I'm talking about. And in a scenario where you have this misogyny being kind of fashionable, I think it becomes more important than ever for women to help women.
Mm-hmm. Actually, so there was a particular person that I've worked with that was a host, and she's worked with a lot of the people that I'm working in communication with. I've worked with previously or currently, and there was a situation where I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I felt like I was trying to be taken advantage of. Some of them were making passes at me, and so there was a moment, like we had a conversation and it wasn't spoken out loud, but I understood now. I was like, oh, you probably experienced this, but you probably never spoke out against it. You didn't feel comfortable saying anything. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, so everybody has their own way of handling stuff. I've had many a young woman ask me about that.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with it in this industry? Because it's part of the industry, whether people acknowledge or not.
It is. And like you said, like a lot of women, they don't speak out about it and stuff, but I'm not that. I don't know. I got to say it. So my spirit, I got to speak on it.
Well, you say your book is a celebration of ambition, hustle, and unstoppable force. I think that's underrated in the industry, to be honest with you. Talk about that.
Well, I think a lot of people don't notice. Well, they just don't know all the different things we have to do behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So the book was really to show, because of course on social media we're not showing the blood, sweat, and tears and all the preparation and why we charge what we charge. Like we have to get insurance. We miss meals, sleep, family. We miss all type of stuff just to be here. And so you get to see the finished, polished product. But we want to tell you, and especially if you're trying to be in these streets, in these industries, in these spaces, like you're gonna have to really be and that's what sets a lot of people apart. And they'll think, oh, well, why did they make it or why did they get it? Because we work all the time. At dinner, at kids' functions, I got my laptop. I'm like, yeah, go get them, girl. Okay, wait, I gotta send an email. All day.
Yeah, I say that because we're broadcasting from LA, and I feel like in LA people really want the hookup. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably true industry-wide. There is no hookup. You got to do the work. I don't know. Maybe there is a hookup. I haven't seen it. I think it comes with a price. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Yeah. And to me, to your point about people coming on to you, a lot of times the casting couch, you can do the couch and you still don't get cast. So
you ain't lying. And see, destruction. Because what?
Because what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's a lot of ways to make it, not making it, but I think the hustle is underrated. Just doing the work, not grinding yourself to death, but just doing the work and showing the hustle.
Not grinding yourself to death. That's a balance that we talk about the importance. And when we wrote this book, we're not saying that we are experts. We know everything. This is just our experience. This is what we've learned. No one's wrote this down and give it to us, so I hope that this helps you. This has been a great experience because we are able to help each other. That is the importance of community. So when I'm unable, I have teammates like, hey, I have community. I can be like, I can't right now. I need you guys to step in. And
you have earth and fire.
I'm serious. It's very important.
It helps.
Yeah.
The few for fire, E for earth, and wind, W for wind. Continuing this conversation about their book, Bars and Beats, Ladies of the Night, A Fierce Guide to Owning Your Power in Music, Radio, and Event Hosting. More straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now that Donald J. Trump has begun a second term as president, please join the Empowerment Congress and KBLA Talk 1580 to examine the question, where do we go from here? Chaos or democracy? At the Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science. This Saturday, January 25th, some of LA's top elected officials, Representative Sidney Comlager Dove, Assembly members Isaac Bryan and Sade El-Hawari will be on hand for what promises to be a lively and informative conversation. Doors open at 8 a.m. The general session, moderated by Tavis Smiley and broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580, begins at 9 a.m. The event is free, but seating is limited. Registration is required. Go to the Empowerment Congress website at www.empowermentcongress.org to register. Where do we go from here? Chaos or democracy? Join the Empowerment Congress and KBLA Talk 1580 this Saturday, January 25th. Doors open at 8 a.m. The free program starts at 9 a.m. Registration is required at www.empowermentcongress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
If you're living with dry, age-related macular degeneration or dry leading to irreversible vision loss, now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
The women behind the book, Bars and Beats, Ladies of the Night, A Fierce Guide to Owning Your Power in Music, Radio, and Event Hosting, are in the studio, and they got their Bars and Beats shirts on, looking great this morning. Earth has entered the building. Kelly J, introduce yourself to the KBLA delegation.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is DJ Kelly J, aka Earth. Earth is earthing. I had to get over here with my little one, but we made it. I'm so glad to be here, and thank you for having us here.
Earth is an Earth mother.
Yes, literally. I'm mother in all the elements, in all the ways.
So, this one's the DJ. This one's the MC. What's your role?
I'm the DJ as well.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Every crew needs as many DJs as possible.
She's the vet of the group.
Say again?
The vet of the group.
The vet. Okay.
Yeah.
So, look, let's share some of these tips. I'd like it if you would, and, get folks inspired to get the book. Maybe each one of you could give a tip or a thought from the book that you would like to share. Starting with you, Miss Earth, since we are just getting to know you right now.
Oh, okay. My tip from the book would probably be just to be persistent. There are a couple of instances where we got a lot of no's and we just kind of kept tweaking and trying things until we finally got a yes. Like, don't be afraid to get turned down. Don't be afraid to be rejected. Don't be afraid of the no's, because the no's make you stronger and make you even more of a professional. So when the yes comes, it's go time.
I think that's right. It's hard though. I hate hearing no. I just don't like it. And Angie T?
I would speak to not necessarily trying to take it all at the same time. So I'm in my book, I talk a lot about like overcoming grief and still like pursuing your dream and your goals. So to not feel like you have to have it all figured out, or you have to do certain things and jeopardize your own peace of mind for your own healing, and take the time if you need to take the time.
Yeah. You said you guys share a lot of stories, eye-opening, jaw-dropping kinds of stories in the book. Is that grief part one of those?
Yes. It's more of a vulnerable, not really jaw-dropping, but just kind of relatable if you've experienced it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are experiencing it in LA right now with these fires, right?
Absolutely.
And a lot of us are feeling a sense of loss and grief at what's happening in Washington also. So you're saying just take it in small doses. Yeah,
and sometimes it's not your problem. Let somebody else deal with that. Was it the 82%? We got
92.
92. Okay, we looking over here.
Yeah, right. We did our part, y'all.
I'm trying to tell you.
And if it was a group assignment, y'all are lagging. NotaboiDJ, your hot tip or story from the book.
I always stick to discipline. Just really being focused and handling your business. And sometimes you have to turn down gigs because the people aren't as professional as they need to be, and you have to hold them to that standard. I'm not trying to do anything without a contract. And if I have to miss the money, I got to miss the money, because I'm going to stand on business.
Because not all money is good money.
Snoop. Yeah.
I'm just saying. But okay,
I'm upset about that.
So you were upset about it too.
Oh my gosh! I wouldn't know why.
Yeah, the why is the missing piece for me. Yeah. So how can we get this book? How can we support you as artists, as you support other women?
Well, you guys can find the book on Amazon. That's Bars and Beats, Ladies of the Night, and then also our website, theviewfromvegas.com, and that's theviewfromvegas.com.
Are we in the era of the female MC? Had to ask the MC.
Are we back in that era? Because I feel like it was a very strong thing. It was a very strong presence previously. And honestly, I don't feel like I necessarily have a tribe. I mean, it's a difference. So I MC and I host events, right? So I can vibe to the music, but then also I host professional like galas, festivals, pageants. Right.
And to me, those go hand in hand.
And it doesn't.
Why not?
It's to me.
I mean, that's my career. Believe it or not, I started out as an MC, then I became a TV host, then I became a radio host, and all along I've always been hosting galas and things. To me, it's all microphone mastery.
I feel like that has been a part of my journey, right? So not knowing that I was going to be here, I started in radio, and then I started hosting events, and then I started hosting nightclubs, right? But some people don't quite get the grassroots beginning. They just kind of hop into it. So maybe,
gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense, especially with social media. It's a different world. You kind of organically went where the microphone led you.
Yeah, so when I say it, I don't mean to be shady. I'm just saying, like, I see it. Maybe you started from social media,
be shady,
and now
you're
and now you're hosting events, but you have no idea how to come into a club and host a club, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work.
It's like Instagram comedians in a sense. Did you take the steps to get to where you were? Okay, so let me ask you the same question, NotaBoy. Are we coming into the era of the female DJ? I see a lot of really young, and I mean little kids, like girls, DJing. But I still, I don't know.
I hope so. And I think that was the real motivation for the book. Like, you can do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. And that's how you know if you need to try again, or like she said, you need to tweak something. So I think we have a good movement. We just hope enough people can jump on it and find their own power and find their strength in whatever it is that they want to do, and don't stop.
And Kelly J, Miss Earth, you're also a DJ. What is it that we need to be? You said don't stop. Not a boy, but what is it that we need to be doing to be opening doors for ourselves and then others? Or is that even our job? I mean, it has to be your job to open doors for yourself, but
you want to take some type of accountability for your goals, for your purpose, and honestly, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be entertainment. Once you are aware of what your goal is, you do have a responsibility to see it through. So that means if it goes upside down, you got to see it through. You can't just quit. You can't quit because it gets hard. You can't quit because, it's unfair. Life is not fair. And we, as a melanated people, we know unfair, and we know things are going to be crazy, and we know things are going to be hectic, but it's if this is your goal, you got to see it through. If this is your purpose, you low-key got to get some thick skin. You got to thug it out. So, as far as passing things on or helping the next wave, that's kind of gonna go back to your purpose. If you think that's what you're supposed to do, then okay, but that's not everybody's job.
Yeah.
Can I just add something
Of
real
course,
quick?
always.
We're talking about paving the way, and we always like to be very intentional when we mention this. So Kelly J is a professor at UNLV, and she teaches DJs up and coming. She has a course, she takes them through and coaches the next generation.
Right. So
for several semesters
being modest in that sense. That's very intentional. For me, it's something fun. I love to see the people that interned for me or that came to me thrive. To me, that's a win. I see it as a win. I'm a coach and that's my team.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But that's a character issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
and that kind of just goes back to what I'm saying. It's not everybody's job to play that role. And I even heard someone else say not everybody can be a mentor, not everybody can be a teacher. You have to have this genuine selflessness about yourself to care about somebody, whether they shout you out or say that you helped them or not. And everybody doesn't have that.
for sure.
That was deep right there.
Not everybody can be an MC either.
Yeah, and you know what?
Not everybody should.
It wasn't until I agree. You ain't lying, because knowing when to be quiet is a talent. But I feel it wasn't until I was more consistent on doing this. People started reaching out and asking me questions oh, I want to host events. I want to do this. I'm oh, well, maybe this is a thing, right? Because I did feel, in a sense, I was on the island by myself. Girl, what are we doing? But then when people started to reach out and interested, it's oh, okay. It's not that it's a dying thing. It's just that no one is letting them know hey, this is a community where we can kind of come together and talk about how to do this and
back to your tribe.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So slowly but surely building the tribe, trying to make
But if we wanted
sense.
to hire you as a DJ or you as a DJ or you as a host or you as an MC, then we could, all that would be theviewfromvegas.com.
It's a good place to start, yes. We have our individual websites and Instagrams.
Okay, let's do that before we run out of time.
Okay, all right. So mine is AngieTOnAir.com. My Instagram is AngieT_on-air.
AngieT_on-air.
Yes, ma'am.
Not a boy?
All right, all of my platforms, Facebook, Instagram, my website is NotaboiDJ, and it's NotaboiDJ.
Okay. And Kelly J?
So simple. It's djkellyj.com, DJ Kelly J on everything. Same name, same spelling.
Kelly with the Y.
With the Y.
Kelly with the Y. All right, we got a minute and some change here. Who wants to take us out?
The MC.
The MC.
Well, I do want to say we appreciate you guys for taking time to have us here. This is very major. If you guys are going to the NAMM convention, you can find us there. But we want you guys to read the book. We structured the book very intentionally, so you don't have to read it from front to cover. You can literally read the table of contents, look for the thing that the topic that interests you at the moment, and read the chapter, read a page, whatever fits your soul.
So you've turned a book into a TikTok, basically.
Ultimately, because we know our people. I ain't got that attention span.
I'm not mad at that. I am
okay,
not mad
in and
at
out. So we're very intentional with that. We want you guys to grow, learn, and and support us. We will be back in LA. We love coming to California. So once again, we appreciate you guys for being here. And last but not least, own your power.
Own your power. Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys are going to have to come back on the mic. Maybe we'll have you guys. We can do it on the phone since you're in Vegas or whatever.
You ain't nothing but up the street.
Yeah, we will drive.
Okay.
We'll come back.
Have cars, we'll drive.
Yes.
Really nice to meet you guys. Fire, earth, and wind.
Wait, let us add the booth number at NAM.
Okay.
It is 10936.
Oh yeah, come pull up on us.
Okay. Nice meeting you guys. All right, and I know it won't be the last time.
Thank you.
We'll be talking with Miss Sheila Hines next. Her niece was murdered by cops in prison, and now she's got something you can do to help. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. One of President Trump's executive orders is already being challenged in court. A Seattle U.S. District Judge temporarily blocked Trump's order that aims to limit birthright citizenship. The judge heard arguments on Thursday in a lawsuit filed by Arizona, Illinois, Oregon, and Washington. The Anti-Defamation League is no longer defending Elon Musk. The ADL voiced its concerns after the tech billionaire made a social media post full of puns about Nazi leaders, including Adolf Hitler. Firefighters have gained control over the Hughes Fire in northern LA County, which is now 36% contained. The Palisades Fire is 75% contained, and the Eaton Fire near Pasadena is 95% contained. And Netflix's Emilia Perez earned 13 nominations, breaking the record for a non-English film at the 97th Academy Awards. The ceremony will take place on March 2nd in Hollywood. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Visit Chevrolet of Montebello for your 2025 savings. Lease a 2025 Trax LT for $238. Two at this price. APR rates as low as 0.9% on select models up to 60 months. ChevroletofMontebello.com. Together, let's drive.
At Chevrolet of Montebello.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a dominant night Thursday for both of LA's NBA teams. The Lakers beat Boston by 21 at Crypto.com. The Clippers beat Washington by 17 at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The 21-point win for the Lakers was their largest over the Celtics since the 2010 NBA Finals. It was also the Celtics' largest loss of the season. Anthony Davis had 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 block shots. LeBron had 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. James Harden dropped a triple-double to help the Clippers get past Washington. 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. UCLA's women's basketball team, number 1 in the country, remained unbeaten after an 84-66 win at Rutgers. 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 block shots for Bruins center Lauren Betts. The Bruins are now 19-0, 7-0 in the Big Ten. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
That was another way I would smoke once an hour. That didn't work either. All that would happen at some point of the day, I would end up doubling up. Other ways that I tried to quit was I stopped buying cigarettes totally. But if I took 3 puffs off of 15 friends, those didn't count because they weren't my cigarettes and they weren't full cigarettes. I went through a lot.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back indeed. Jam-packed show today, but I'm really excited to have her in the studio with us this morning. She is an activist and an advocate for her niece, who is murdered. Within custody of the system. And she has been pushing for some kind of justice, some kind of positive results for this tragic situation with Wakeisha Wilson for years. Ms. Sheila Hines, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. For those who have been living under a rock and somehow do not know, because you've been shouting it from the rooftops and doing an amazing job standing up for your niece.
Thank you.
Tell the story of Wakeisha Wilson.
Wakeisha, she got into an altercation in the hospital, and she was arrested, and her court date, she got arrested on early Friday morning or Saturday morning, and she talked to her mother, Lisa Hines, and her court date was on Tuesday. And so she spoke to my sister Lisa, Wakeisha's mom, and told her to be there at court on time and to bring her cell phone and everything, because she was planning on coming home, being released. And so Lisa was there, and Wakeisha was not on the roster. Wakeisha spoke to Lisa that Sunday, March 27th. It happens to be Resurrection Sunday, and it happens to be my birthday. So, Lisa and Wakeisha had a conversation, a great conversation over the telephone. Great conversation. So when Lisa goes to court, she didn't hear anything. She asked the bailiff, "Where's Wakeisha?" He had no idea, nothing. 3-4 days went by. Nothing. Lisa steady calling, asking, "Where's my daughter?" She wasn't at court. So finally, Lisa called and got a hold to a superintendent. And he said, "Are you the mother of Wakeisha Wilson?" And she said, "Yes." And so he told her, "Ma'am, take this number down." Lisa took the number down. She called the number. And when she called the number, the coroner's office answered.
Wow.
By surprise. And shook our world. And still not knowing the occurrence of events that happened. It was a massive cover-up. Wakeisha had in her property her phone book with list of relatives, Lisa, mother, her phone number, my number, her cousin Quanisha phone number, all the relatives' phone number in her phone book.
In a book. Not locked in a phone,
No,
in a book.
No. And her phone was there, but Wakeisha was old school. She kept a phone book. And that's what I'm learning to do now. Keep a phone book, because I lost my phone.
Wow.
So
this whole time, you knew she's in custody. You to go to court. She's not there. No explanation. No one calls and reaches out. Finally, your sister reaches a supervisor, and they say, "Call this number." It turns out to be the coroner's office. This is how you're notified of your niece's possible death. Then more days go by, and you're still trying to find out exactly what happened.
Yes.
I feel like you're still trying to find out all of what happened.
Yes.
And this is how many years later?
It's 9. It's 22 minutes of a videotape missing. They don't have answers for us.
The videotape just simply disappeared.
When you're covering something up, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They leave out something, say it's not here, under former Charlie Beck watch.
And here's the thing, Charlie Beck is a former police chief, for those who are not tracking LA. But here's the thing. This is surprisingly common, that people die or are killed in custody, and the families are not notified and they don't get answers.
Right. And so that's why now Mayor Karen Bass, at the time she was in Washington in 2017 fighting for Wakeisha's law to notify the next of kin within 24 hours. So now,
when someone is killed in custody.
When somebody is killed, moved, or anything of the sort. So now the bill has been reintroduced. And I'm working closely with Sheila Bates with Black Lives Matter Grassroots. And I'm feeling pretty confident that this is going to happen March 27th. And I have already started pre-planning things. So that's
you're manifesting this whole thing.
Yes, I am.
And I want to talk more about that law. I believe it's Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager Dove, who is now sitting in the same seat that Karen Bass was
Yes.
formerly in Congress. I want to talk about what exactly that law would look like and what we can do to help make it happen when we continue on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like being inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
That was another way. I would smoke once an hour. That didn't work either. All that would happen at some point of the day, I would end up doubling up. Other ways that I tried to quit was I stopped buying cigarettes totally. But if I took 3 puffs off of 15 friends, those didn't count because they weren't my cigarettes and they weren't full cigarettes. I went through a lot.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
The conversation continues.
KBLA Talk 1580. Okay, we got a little stuff going on here, but I'm so grateful to have Miss Sheila Hines in the studio with me this morning, the auntie of Wakeisha Wilson. And I'm assuming that many times I see you at rallies, I see you educating the public at conferences, I see you famously at the police commission meetings and such. And I assume that's because it's too much for your sister to bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have been her voice. When this first happened, I looked at my sister when she couldn't eat, when she couldn't plan the funeral service. And she said, I need you. And so I had to do all I can to, push through and make things happen. And I've been in the front advocating for Wakeisha. She is Lisa's daughter. I am her auntie. I raised her because of different reasons. And she was like a daughter to me.
What do you want us to know about her? When we hear the name, they say her name, Wakeisha Wilson. Say her name, Wakeisha Wilson. But to you, she was like a daughter.
Yes.
So share some of that love.
Yeah, and Weibo is just a joyous name. I love Wakeisha Wilson. But when everybody called her Weibo, it just brightened up the room. If she walked in the room and everybody's saying, Weibo, Weibo, where you been, Weibo, Weibo? It's just a laughter, and she would give you a good laugh. She loved rap. She loved, first of all, she was a mother. They took her from her 13-year-old son at the time, Jamel Lagayan. Not to mention, Lisa and me and the rest of our family. A lot of people don't see our family, the rest of our family, because it's too hard for them.
Yeah.
My sister my oldest daughter, Cornisha, and Wakeisha And they was raised in the same house, but they were like sisters. Same school, same everything. Catholic school, parties, New York City, traveling, doing, everything. Just my now ex-husband and I took them to New York, where Weibo was on the Apollo show.
Oh, wow.
Doing her dance moves. Yes.
I love that.
Yes. And we traveled a lot, and she traveled with us, just like she was my daughter.
Great memories.
Yes.
Great memories.
Yes.
What makes you so strong? Why are you the one that's able to stand up and be the voice of the family?
I believe my grandmother, the late Louise Anderson, and my mother, the late Wakeisha Hines. I have their spirit. I have their strong wit. I have their energy. I have their spirit.
So your ancestors are giving you strength?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever, I've seen you angry. I've seen you in the police commission yelling at those folks. I've seen you sad. I've seen you crying. Do you ever feel like you just can't?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. Because I know that LAPD tried to get away with killing my niece. So why should I give up? Why should I stop? And I know this. And she was loved. She's missed. And for them to take her life away, it took part of me away. My heart, breaks at times. But I know I had to keep on going for Lisa's sake. Because if I don't, who's going to do it?
For your sister's sake, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get back to this law. Waukesha's law is what you would like to call it. Certainly, whatever they call it, we're going to be calling it Waukesha's law.
They're calling it the Family Notification Law.
Family Notification Law.
We're calling it affectionately Waukesha Wilson Law.
Absolutely. So Waukesha Wilson Law is being carried at this point by Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove, who's my representative. And should we be lobbying her? Should we be calling and writing her and asking her to push it through? I think she's already on board.
Absolutely.
What does she need to get it done?
Absolutely. The more phone calls, the more emails, the more however we can get in touch with her, however we can move around this and make it happen by March 27th, 2025, not 2026.
March 27th being the anniversary, her angelversary, the anniversary of her death, and also your birthday.
Yes.
And so we can write to her, but we can also write to any congressperson, right? They're going to have to pass it. And this could be something that Republicans might get on board with, because all we're talking about doing here is letting families know when you kill or move their loved ones inside the prison system.
Absolutely, yes.
So this bill, would it cover like local and federal? Would it cover all prison systems?
Federal, all prison system. I have a cousin who lived in Memphis, Tennessee with his father. He was killed. Well, they let him die. They isolated him. He was eaten by bed bugs.
I saw that story. I didn't know that was your cousin.
Yeah, I went there. Black Lives Matter grassroots flew me out there, and I was with my cousins. And
they found him. He had already been consumed by insects, is what I saw.
Yes,
I saw.
4 months. never notified the family. They was calling up there, going up there.
Trying to see him.
Yeah. They couldn't give them any answers.
And I know that in the case of Brittany Martin, they moved her to a whole other state. Her family had moved to that state to be close to her so they could see her while she was in prison. They moved her to a whole other state, never told the family.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that. They never told the family.
Well, I mean, eventually the family found out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this Wakeisha Wilson's law, a.k.a. the Family Notification Act, would change all that.
Yes.
And the time is now. March 27th is right around the corner.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So it seems to me that whether you're living in a Republican or a Democrat-controlled district, it would make sense to reach out to your congressperson and tell them to join Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove in supporting this bill.
Yes, I encourage everybody to reach out and, do whatever they feel need to be done to get in contact with her through emails or whatever. And we need this. This is all the laws are important, but this law right here, we are seeing too many of our black folks being killed in jail, thrown away like a dead animal. So we need this law. We need this law.
I mean, Ms. Hines, respectfully, it's amazing to me that we even need a law like this.
Exactly.
If I kill you or moved your loved one, you would think you would automatically be notified. Mm-hmm. But apparently we do need this law.
Right. And we are dealing with racism. We're dealing with police brutality. We're dealing with people that just don't care whether you live or die.
Nothing is going to bring back Weibo. But what would this do for you and your family if we're able to get this passed?
It would mean a lot, because at the end of the day, I know I've been doing everything I can possibly do to make a change and to hold these police officers accountable. And I have 3 things. One was Chief Charlie Beck. I feel that I got a little justice by doing what I did. So now the second one is the law being passed. And that's what we need. It's very important that we get this law passed so it won't happen to another family.
Yeah. And when you say doing what you did, that's another story for another day. But by confronting Police Chief, LAPD Chief Charlie Beck. Also, I mean, just for those, in case you're Googling Wakeisha Wilson, the official report will say she killed herself. But you have never believed that.
No. We got a saying that, and it's a true saying. If it happened in jail, it's not suicide.
Yeah. Well, I always say it. If I'm in jail, if I go to jail and they tell you I commit suicide, it's a lie. I'm pre-deleting that narrative. And what was your third thing? Almost out of time here, but you said there's 2 things. Chief Beck,
the name changing of the street naming.
Number 3 will be naming a street after Wakeisha Wilson.
And after that, I don't know what's next. I gotta, because I'm gonna keep going and going and going and going and going until I can't anymore. Until I can't physically anymore.
Well, Ms. Sheila Hines, thank you for coming here and sharing the story. And I know, based on the supportive comments in the chat, that a lot of people are going to be contacting their congresspeople.
I hope so.
Yeah. Family Notification Act, a.k.a. Wakeisha Wilson's Law. And it is time for the best of Tavis Smiley. He's got a great show, a lot of highlights from the week that was. Like my mama used to say, history is now, and we are making it together until tomorrow, well, till Monday. One love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. One of President